Welcome to Just Puzzling with Chris. Today I'm going to do a Killer Sudoku at the expert level. Let's get into it and see how we go. Alright, so we'll start with some easy ones here and we will go across there. We'll also see that this here has cages in all of these cells here, all of this row here until that. So 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 15 is 30, plus 12 is 42. Because 1 through 9 adds up to 45, 45 minus 42 is 3. 3 and 11, 3 subtracted from 11 is 8. We know that's 1 and 2. We now know that that's a 5 and a 7. So we know that that's a 9 and a 6. Right, so 5 and 7, 9 and 6, 2 and 4. Let's take that 6 there. 2 and 4, 5 and 7, so 5 and 7, so this is going to be 9. Can't be 9, 6, 4. So across them it's going to be a pattern of 9, 6, 4. Okay. So because these two add up to can only be a 3 and a 1 as a cell, and there's a 3 there, that's going to be a 3. I like to challenge myself with this by not taking notes, just how I do it. 24, so that makes that 21. That means that that cell, to get that back to 21, has to be a 7. 21 from 28 is 7. Okay, so 6 plus 9 is 15, 32, so that's going to be 13. That will be an 8. This has to have a 1 in it, in this column here. So, because of how we've done this, because this is a 2 and 4, that's got to be a 2 and 4 as well, which is 4, 2, 4. So the reason that was a 4 was because that's a 2. That's going to be a 1 and a 3. 9 is going to be in this column because 4 and 9 can't be in that. 9 is in this row, so 9 is going to be there or there. Can't be in that one, so that's a 9. And 3. If I added these up, this will add up to 13. So that number is going to be the same as that number. Okay, so 8 and 9 there. So let's do this. So these two boxes, 45 and 45, add up to 90. That is a spare cage. So let's add that up. 9 and 6 is 15, 32, 53, 70, 85, 89, so that should be a 1. Okay, so that means that that's still 1 and 3, but this here could be 1 there. No, it can't because there, so that one of these two could be a 1. Now, because of the addition of 6 and that adds up to 13, because these add up to 32, so 1 can't be in the 13, so that's going to be a 1 there. 1 can be across here, can't be in this one, because if that's a 1, that would leave 16, and that'd be 7 and 9, so 1 is in here. Okay, so 9 at the top, 9 and 6, 9 and 6. So 6 is in here because the 9 is in that one. Remember, the 9's there and the 6 is in that row, right? So 9 and 6 there. Okay, so that's 9 and 6. So 6 can't be in this one. 6 can't be in this one. 6 can't be in this one because that's 1 and 3. So that's got to be a 6. 7. So 8 and 9. So 7 can only be in this one here. The reason being is because that's 13 and we have a 6 there. The 7's there, so the 7 can be there. So I'm wrong in that. So 7 can be there or there. 8, 5, 9, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3. So if that's 1, 3, 3 can be in there, can be in there, can't be there. 3 can't be there and there, can't be there. So 3 is going to be to that. So that's 13. That leaves 8. So that's 3 and 5. So 1, 3. He says it's 3 and 5, but it's not. So 13, 8. So 15, 17, 30, 13. Where else can I put the 3? So the 3 can't be there. 3 can't be there. Because that's 13. Unless I've made a mistake adding. So if that's 13, that's 8, and that's 3 and 5. But this tells me that this is 8 and... Well, it can't be 5 there. So 8 plus that is 14, 27, 36. This is making no sense to me at all. Oh, sorry. So the reason that is because of that 4 there. So that's 4, 10, 23, plus 9 is 32, which leaves 13. Okay. I know people will see this and go, I can't believe you're doing this, right? But so let's do some proper maths, right? So these two here have to be 1 and 8. Okay. So the reason they have to be 1 and 8 is the 9 can't be 2 and 7, can't be 3 and 6, can't be 4 and 8. So because that is an 8 and that is a 1. Now I'm not adding up really well at the moment, but this can only be a 1 and a 3, so that's a 5, and that's an 8. Okay, so we've done that. What I'm not figuring out at the present time is, so that's 3 there. 3 can be in this one, obviously, because it can't be here. Okay, so 3 is one of those two, which means 3 is here. Okay. Right. Geez, I made a mess of that. Anyway, we will move on. We didn't make a mistake, so we got away with it. So this is 1 and 2, which means that can't be a 1, so that's a 3, and that's a 1. Hope you enjoyed my logical thinking there, because it was really bad. So 13, that leaves 12, so 7 plus 12 is 29, plus 1 is 30, plus 8 is 38, so that means that one's a 7, and that's a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 and 7 is still up there, so that makes sense. 1, 2, 3. So 2 and 3 there. Don't know much more about it than that. Okay, 8, 9. So 3 is going to be in this column, so that leaves 12. That's 8 and 9, so that's going to be 7 and 5. 7 can't be in that row, so that is a 7. 8, 9. So we have currently 13. So this is going to be either a 6 and 7, can't be that. A 4 and 9, can't be that. So that's going to be a 9. That's going to be an 8, and this will be 5 and 8 here. That leaves me with 2 sets of 8, which is 6 and 7. So this is 3 and 5, and this is 6 and 2. Okay. So this has got to be 8 and 4, because the 7 is there, so it can't be 7 and 5, and the 3 is there, so that can't be 3 and 9. So the 8 and 4, there's a 4 there, so 4 and 8. So this here is either 1, 2 and 6, or 1, 3 and 5. So I don't know which it is at the moment. So what I have here is I'm going to have a 9, and then this could also be 3 and 5 or 2 and 6. So the 9 can be in any of those as we speak. Not really, because the 9 can't be there, and the 9 can't be there, so that is the 9. So if I said that that's an 8, I'd go 4 plus 13 is 17, plus 8 is 25, plus 8 is 33, plus 10 is 43, so that's a 2, and that's a 7. Not really having much luck with the 7. Now, this is interesting. So this cage contained a 7, so it cannot contain a 7 in those ones there. 7 is in there, so that is a 7 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 or 9 in those two there. Okay. 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 8. So 8 is going to be in one of these two. If that's an 8, that's a 2, so that can work. What else are we looking at? So the 1s. So the 1 is going to be in this column here, right? Because it cannot be in that and it cannot be in that. So that means if that's a 1 there, that's a 1 and that's a 2. Okay, 5 and 7 still problematic. 9, 6. Okay, 2 and 3 still doesn't make any sense. Right, so 1. This is left 12. So this could be 4, 5, 3. It could be 4, 2, 6. It could be, yeah, so there's a couple there that's from that point of view. 2, 6 doesn't mean anything to me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what's this? So we said that that was 13, so that's a 4, which means that 4 can go across there. So that if that was the case, that'd be 4 and 9 as potential. It can be 4 and 9 or 8 and 5 or 8 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 5, 8 there, that makes sense. 5, 3 there, 2, 6. So if that's a 3, that's a 7. If that's a 2, that's an 8. So 3 can't be there because of that 7 there. So that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 3. Okay. So 3 is going to be either one of those two. Seven, 5, 8, 6, 7, 7. So 7 can't be in there. 7 can't be in there, so that's a 7. Reason being 7 plus zeros doesn't work. 7 in that row there, 7. So 7 is going to be here or here. So this could be 1, 5, 7 or 7 and 4. Actually, it's 7 and 4 because 8, 9 can't be in those two. 6, so that's a 7 and that's a 4. That's a 7 and that's a 5. That can't have a 5 in it because we basically said that there had to be a 1 in here, and a 5 would mean that the other numbers are 7, which you've already got. So 5 is going to be there. That's an 8. Okay, so this is now 1, 3, 9. So 9 is going to make up that, so that's a 4 and that's a 9. So 9 is there, so that's a 9. We got 4 and 6. I will probably end up doing some of these Sudokus with notes at a later stage, just so that you can see some of my logic. I'm pretty clear that I'm remembering numbers that I'm probably not explaining. So this is 3 and 7. That adds up to 11. Can't be a 5, can't be an 8, and can't be a 7. So that means that the only two numbers that can be 11 left, because it can't be 8 and 3, it can't be 5 and 6, it can't be 7 and 4, is 2 and 9. And the reason was the 2 was that 2 there. So 9 is going to be at the top. What that does is put the 3 still in. So 3 can't be here. 3 can't be here. 3 could be there. So 2 and 5. So 5 can't be there. So 5 can be. It's got to be in this column. Can't be there. Can't be there. Can't be there. So that leaves that as a 5. Leaves me with a 7, which means that that's going to either be a 3 and a 4, which can't be there. So that's going to be a 1 and a 6. That's going to be a 3 and a 4. Because of that 4 there, we'll take that as a 4. We'll take that as a 3. We'll take that as a 3. We'll take that as a 5. Because that adds up to 15. That leaves 2 and 6. That leaves that as a 1. That leaves that as a 3. And we have a 1 and a 6 here, but we just don't know the details. What it does do for me though is it does 1 and 2. So 2 is in this column, 9 and 6. So 9 is there, 2 and 6 here. So this is a 3, because there's got to be 1, 3, 5, and the 3 is there. So that's a 3, that's a 1, and that's a 5. Remember, that was a 5 and an 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So that's a 2. That's a 6. We're starting to run out of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 1, 6, 6, and 9. Okay, we've done that puzzle in a little under 18 minutes. A bit slow, just because I couldn't remember some of my additions, but that's what I do. Hope that doesn't frustrate you too much. Hope you enjoyed what we did. Until we see you next time, bye for now.